Hi students, welcome to today's online class. In the last class we learned about aspects of function calling. In that we learned function without arguments and without return value. We saw a sample program for it. It does not have, the function does not have any arguments and it does not have any, we are not returning any value. Okay, now we are going to learn what? Function without arguments and with the return value. It is not having arguments, but it will be having one return value. Okay, let us see now. So here, function without argument and with return value. As we learned earlier, what is that? Argument means what? Within this open brace and closing brace. Okay, you will see the arguments, if any. With the next aspect we will see that here no arguments, but we are returning a value here. Now let us see the program here. Void main. We are first what we are doing here. We are declaring a function. We are declaring. What is the function name here? We are declaring some function. So declaring means compiler understand that we are going to use a function called sum function, which is of name sum in the further program. Compiler understood that. Okay, in void main open brace integer, we are declaring a result as integer data type printed going to calculate the sum of two numbers. What is our purpose of using this function? To calculate the two numbers. That code will be given in the function. Okay, we already learned a program is divided into smaller functions. Okay, so we are now we will call that function. See, result is equal to sum. What we are doing here now? We are calling some function. So first what we did? We have defined a function. Here we are calling a function. We are defining a function after the completion of the main program. So we are printing the result as a integer data type. The main function has closed. Now we have to define a function, right? Here we are defining integer sum. Here are there any arguments here? So, no arguments. But the return type is what? Return type is integer data type. Why? Because we have declared the result as integer data type, right? So integer data type. Here integer a comma b. Why we are using integer data type? When you are returning a integer data type, when you want to get a result as a numbers, you have to give. When you want to get a result as a whole numbers, you have to give two whole numbers only, right? For addition of two numbers. So enter two numbers. That has to be read. Return a plus b. We are returning which value? We are returning a plus b. That a plus b, after adding a plus b, that result, that value will be returned as integer data type when the function is called in the main program. Result is equal to sum. Suppose if you have given, let us see here. You can see the output here. Enter two numbers 10 and 24. 10 and 24. 10 plus 24. What is the result? 34. 34 will be result of this function of integer data type that can be stored in the result is equal to 34. Okay, that can be printed in our output. So the result will be, the sum is what? 34. This is a program function without arguments and with the return value. And you can see the one more program here, the same. And the next is what? The next aspect is the example for function with argument and without return value. With argument, without return value. So arguments means you can see the argument now. As into str.h, void sum, we are declaring the function as a sum with the name sum of arguments what? Integer and integer type. Two arguments we have given in the function sum. In void main, integer data type a comma b comma result. In main program we have declared three variables of integer data type. What is the purpose? Here also we are doing the same sum of two numbers. So the result can be called sum of a comma b. Before we have given in before program what we did, we have given the result is equal to some function we have called. But here what we are doing now, just we are calling with the arguments this a comma b. This will be matched with what? This one. This a comma b will be matched with the integer data type and integer data type. The compiler compares these two functions. If it matches, then the value will be this function. This function will be executed. Okay. What is the definition of this function? Just what is the body of the function? You can see integer a comma integer b. The sum is percentage d a plus b. Means what we are doing, just we are giving the body of that function. Directly we are adding the integer data. Already we have declared here integer data type a, integer data type b, and we performed arithmetic addition here. So the result will be stored in we are not returning value here. What is this aspect? It is with the argument and without return value. So we are not returning the value here. Okay. Now the next one is here you can see one more program. Here also we are not returning any value, but you can see the various arguments here. Integer to find the average of the 5 numbers. Here given totally 5 integer declared integer data types 5 and integer a comma b comma c comma d. That are the arguments, and the definition of the function will be given below in the function. So here we are calling average depending on the arguments we are calling here. Okay. So void average. This is a calculation of to find an average. We are not returning the value here. Void means what? We are not returning any value here. Okay. So next function, example for function with argument and with return value. With argument and with return value. Now let us see. This is a function with the arguments and with the return value. Means we are having both. We are having return value as integer type and also arguments integer and integer. Void main integer a comma b comma result we have declaring integer data type here. So going to calculate sum of two numbers. So the same program is applicable for all, but it depends on the whether we are calling depending on their return type or depending on the arguments we are calling that the function, or depending with both with arguments and with the return value or without arguments and without return value. We can call in various ways. Now we are calling with argument and with the return value. Result is equal to sum of a comma b. The definition of the sum program will be given here. Printf the sum is percentage d. Result integer sum integer a comma b. This is the definition of the sum function. Return a plus b. We are not declaring integer data type again to calculate a plus b. Already it will be integer data type. In arguments only we are declaring that integer data type a, integer data type b. So when it is returning the value, directly it adds the two numbers and it returns the value which can be stored in the result. So which can be stored in the data type, integer data type, the variable is result. Okay. So this is how we will call the function in a different ways. Here you can observe one more example here. Here what we are doing, it is a function with arguments and with return types, right? So first it is what declaring a function. So declaring means what? Compare and understand that we are the function is declared with the name what? Even odd. It is a function. So this is the program going to check whether a number is even or odd. So the same program enter the numbers scanner percentage d ampersand n. Flag is is called. So the argument is what? Only one argument is there within the function, that is of n. Okay. So if flag is equal to 0, already flag value is assigned as 0. If flag is equal to 0, you are saying that the number is odd. Otherwise, else the number is even you have given. So we need to call the function, right? So here we are calling the function depending on the one argument and return type. Integer even, odd, integer n. So here this is the code we have given. This is the body. This is what definition of function. Definition of function. Okay. So before it is the calling function calling. If n module 2 is equal to 0, if the remainder is 0, then it returns the value as 1. 1 means what? The number is even. If the value is 1, it prints out the number is even. If it is 0, already we have given for odd. If flag is equal to 0, the value will be printed as odd. Here you can see, already we have given flag is equal to 0. Even if flag is equal to 0, the number will be odd number, else means what? If it is not 0, it must be 1. So we are returning one value here. If it is the condition is satisfied, we are returning one value. So for that returning one value, what is the statement we have given here? The number is even. So we are returning one value here. So where we are calling the function? Here we are calling the function. Flag is equal to even, odd, that argument. Okay. So this is the different aspects of the function calling. And about library functions, if you see, these are library functions. Library functions are the inbuilt functions in the C that are grouped and placed at a common place called a library. Such functions are used to perform some specific operation. For example, printf in library function is used to print console. The library functions are created by the designers or compilers. All C standard libraries are defined inside the different header files, right? Already I said you as include, we are including this header file stdio.h every time. So this header file contains what? Which header file? This is the header file. Which header file contains which type of functions? That will be listed in the below table. I have already forwarded in the PDF. You can see and learn that. So to define such a header files, to use the library functions such as printf scanners, we need to use for printf scanner function. To utilize the printf scanner functions, we utilize this header file. So for printf scanner function also, how we saw the function, that also some code is given with that function to print or to read. If you see the tabular form for this library functions, stdio.h, this is the standard input output header file. It contains all the library functions regarding standard input output. Conio.h means what? This is the console input output header file. String.h means what? It contains all string related library functions. Like these functions will be present in string.h. This std.lib.h means this header file contains all the general library functions like malloc, relloc, etc. Mat.h means what? It contains all the mathematics related functions like to find out the square root, to find out the power of any number, like that. Time.h means this header file contains all the time related functions. Ctype.h means this header file contains all character handling functions. The variable argument functions are defined in this header file std or .h. Signal.h means all the signal handling functions are defined in this header file. Setgmp.h means this file contains all the gem functions. Local.h means this file contains local files. This the file contains error handling functions is errno.h. Asset.h means this file contains diagnostic functions. So depending on the programmer's requirement, these library functions can be included in our program. Generally, till now we learned as include stdio.h. So if there is a necessity to include any of the header file in our program, we will be including that, like conio.h, math to utilize the square root functions, to directly find the square root functions, math.h include, we can we can include like this as include math.h like this. After which header file as include stdio dot, it depends on the programmer's requirement. Okay, this is about library functions. Previously what we discussed different aspects that are user defined functions. These are library functions. In the next class we will see. Thank you.